Like it's a kind of a segregation of duties, and for example, like when it comes to purchasing, you should not give authorization to the same person who can create it, who can release it. So it's a kind of SOD, a kind of violation, and conflicting action. So one person should not have these two actions.
Yes, good. Yeah, yes. Can you give one business example for SOD?
Sure. So SOD is like a segregation of duties, as Hyderabad mentioned. So something like a purchasing to pay, which means like let's suppose take in a business scenario, a person who is able to create a fictitious vendor by using something like a transaction XK01, he is going to create a vendor like either a fictitious vendor or maybe a dummy vendor, and then he is going to create a PO by using ME21 transaction code, and he will post it also by using XK01 or something different transaction codes. So what's happening in this case, the same person can able to create as many as dummy vendors, he can able to create a dummy POs, and he can able to post them, as well as he can able to by using the Migo transaction code, he can able to even eliminate those on the items which was automatically was in PO. So this is the one of the thing, like which is like a conflicting. One person is doing all like entire functionality of the life cycle, which is conflicting here.
Okay. So, did you ever try to face any live fraud which happened in your organization?
Most of the times what happens is business knows what they are doing, right? So there is always a supervisor, so something like it's like a mitigation monitor, you can say. So in a shop, like in a small organization, obviously they are forced to do these all things, because right now at my organization, they are basically they are working on the master data, so they are creating the master data as well as updating the master data. So, and also the same person is a payroll supervisor, so he runs the payrolls too. So it's totally, he can able to change anybody's salary, and he can able to run the payroll too, which is is really a violation. But at this moment in the org management, the lady who is supposed to work, she is on maternity leave. So they have some controls to basically to monitor. So before she do run any kind of payroll or anything, there is a one more payroll supervisor. She validates everything, what she is doing, like payroll coordinator. It's happening right now.
Yeah, great. Yes, it's awesome. It's a very good example, and I'll share my experience which a fraud happened in the past. In the recent past days of GRC implementation. There is same person, who is having, because we have 45 lakhs of violations once after activating the rule sets. So within the time what we targeted to reduce the count. So what happened? Meanwhile, what happened is one person who is having authorization to do the vendor master maintenance. Okay, and the same person. Yeah, I'm going to share my SOD experience during initial live of GRC. Okay, so what happened is in our system, a person who is having authorization to do vendor master maintenance, okay, and vendor master payments. What he did, he created a dummy vendor, okay, and in the name of his known person, he created a vendor, and then he did the payments. payments. Again, he manipulated a duplicate, a different account, bank account, and he did the payments to that account. Okay, so once the funds are transferred, what that employee did, he once immediate effect of the funds, he resigned this organization and left. Okay, so during the audit period, this happened prior to March. So during the quarter audit, auditors interacted with the finance team, and they investigated certain huge amount, that is more than, like, if you take INR, it's more than 1 crore. So they started investigating, and finally they highlighted, stating this is the revenue and this is the employee who did the fraud. Okay, so post that, our controls became very strict. Like, the monitoring of GRC is closely done by CFO and MD office team. Since then we have segregated. Again, we started working very close in this cleansing exercise and all. Okay, so this is a practical example which I faced. That is same person who is having vendor master maintenance. Okay, so what are the transaction codes being used for vendor master maintenance?
XK01.
Yep. XK01.
Yep.
And this is for sales vendors. Okay, and if you go for MK01, this is for material vendor. Okay, and FK01, this is related to finance. Okay, so similarly this is for creation. Okay, and similarly you can go for change, that is XK02, MK02 and FK02. Okay, payments. Can you give some payment related transactions?
Payment, you can pay the payment by using transactions such as Vivo.
MIGO, yes, it's a posting and also payment. That's fine. Finance point of view, which T codes are certainly used, because there are certain set of T codes where you can do the payment through check. Okay, like FBV0. Okay, and again electronic payment, that is F-28. Okay, and vendor payments. Okay, like FB32. Okay, and F-32. Okay, there are certain set of T codes where we find specifically for payments. Okay, so here the same person who is having this vendor maintenance and the payments. Yeah, yes, it is a SOD conflict at user level. So using these T codes, he created a dummy vendor and did the payment to that vendor. Post that, once the amount got reflected, he resigned and then left. So this is the practical scenario which we experienced. Okay, so coming to SOD concept, GRC point of view. Okay, so we call as SOD, we define rule set as per our system configuration. Okay, so we call as SOD rule set. Okay, so SOD rule set is a segregation of duties rule set. Okay, so if you define a rule set, what is a rule? Hari? how you define a rule? Hello?
Ma'am, it's a kind of business activity and you define in the system like how a system should function in such a way that business activities can be carried out. If you look at the
System point of view, how do we define a rule according to GRC?
Just we create a rule. I mean, in terms of actions, we define a rule. We created.
Reacts. How do we define?
We need to first define that. We need to identify in our business process, like what kind of functions we need business process. So in this scenario, the above scenario which you are mentioning, in the finance side, let's suppose that FK01 is creation of the vendor is one function by using activity level, okay, and then payment process also, like F-32 is another function. So these two functions is basically is conflicting. So depends upon this, what is the risk? So the risk.
Yeah, how system knows it is conflicting. How system will highlight both are conflicting.
Because this is the risk, we need to activate the risk. What is the risk? So this is already predefined.
Yes, perfect. Yes. See, rule. How do we define a rule is according to GRC. Okay. First, we have to define a function. Okay. So for that function, we have to incorporate respect to actions. Okay. So once these functions are done, once after mapping the function with actions, then we have a feasibility to define a risk. Okay, so this is the hierarchy which we have to follow. That is function, action and risk. Okay. So here what are the types of risks which we can activate in GRC?
There are the two types of the risk. Not so technical name, but one risk such as we can able to prevent, like by taking the precautions and something. Second, another risk is it's like a event driven kind of thing is.
Okay. Yeah, Hari, what are the types of risks in GRC? Hello?
SOD and critical.
Only two types? Okay, SOD risk. Okay, so if you go to system, in terms of system, okay, in critical, we have critical action, okay, SOD risk, critical action and critical permission level risk.
Oh yeah.
So totally three types of risks, okay. SOD risk, critical action and critical permission. Okay. So SOD risk, the one which we have seen is an SOD risk. Okay. So let's take an example like vendor master maintenance. Okay. Like we define a function, that is like function 1. Let us take MDM 0 as one of the function. Okay, so here we define all vendor related maintenance T codes. Okay, that is, let us consider this as a function 1, MDM 0. Okay, and the payments. This is like AP accounts payable or AP or AR payments. This is the payments. Okay, related to finance. Okay, so this function 1, that is MDM 0 with a combination of payments. Okay, that is function 2. We define it as a risk. Okay, a risk is, again let us make a risk ID like something like FI01 or whatever it is. Okay, here we define, give a description. Okay, we give you description stating a same person who is having or who is able to perform vendor maintenance, or who is able to do the vendor master changes, and payments to the same vendor leads to fraudulent to the organization. We define a description based on business environment. Okay, based on business language we define a risk. Okay, so in terms of system, first we create the n number of functions, then we define respective, we incorporate respective actions to that function. Post that, finally we activate a risk. Okay, so when we are activating a risk, the rule system will automatically generate a rule once you select that generate rule option. Okay, so then since then this will be highlighted as a risk. That is, if you go to role level, if any role is having this combination of 2 T codes, then it will highlight as a SOD risk at role level. Okay, so how in terms of cleansing exercise, risk remediation or risk cleaning exercise, how you what will be your approach for this? Say like you have 45 lakhs of violations once after implementing GRC, then your CFO says, what is your approach to reduce the risk? Due to lack of authorizations, business should not get any impact. Still you have to perform the cleansing exercise. So how do you, what approach you follow for this cleaning activity?
Like a mitigation?
Yeah, Riyaz or Hari, you can say your
mitigation process.
Thoughts. Okay, one we go for mitigation. Okay.
Because another one is remediation.
Okay, in which scenarios you go for, you try to mitigate a risk, and what is the standard practice? Is it mitigation or remediation?
Mostly we go for mitigation because like if any person like an accountant, he has to perform the activity. So it cannot be avoidable or there is no backup for him. In that case, we just simply assign a mitigation control and a certain period of time, then we allow him to do that job. So other scenario is like if it can be avoided, there is a backup and he doesn't have to perform these activities. That case we simply follow the remediation process.
Okay. Yeah, Riyaz, what's your view on this too? Which approach you follow?
First of all, I will
mitigate or remediate?
I will try to remediate rather than mitigating. I will try to enforce like role owners as well as the business process owners to basically I will show them the impact, what is the impact if we are not remediating. Because always mitigating is not a good practice and we don't encourage.
Perfect. See, the thing is, if you go to a top level business process owners or top management, okay, mitigation is like, you're doing some post-mortem to a dead body. How it is, how this happened, why it happened and all. You cannot prevent, making a fraud. So though you assign a mitigation control, the control is like you'll be aware or the logs will get captured. Okay, but if user is having any intensity to do a fraud, though you assign a mitigation control, he will do the fraud. He is authorized to do it, and again business requires certain amount of team. Again, you need mitigation, management approvers, or the person who want to monitor the controls on a periodic basis. Okay, so this approach has given by SAP, but still business coming to live business scenarios, business will never encourage mitigation. What they say is, again, we have to accommodate a number of resources as a mitigation controllers or management approvers and risk owners. So again they have to pay more to the resources. Resource count will get increased. But the fraud, whatever fraud happens, just they can only analyze and they can't take appropriate action. I mean, they cannot prevent. They can analyze and they will take the action. But there is nothing benefit to the business. So that's the reason. Though it's a though it's a high time, they go for a remediation exercise. Okay. So if you want to go to a remediation plan, what is the approach? How you try to kill the risks? What is the approach you follow? Yeah, what is your remediation approach? What is your plan?
We need to first find out what are the more critical, like impacting a lot, and make a list. So we need to work as a priority base because we can't remediate everything at one time. So as per, we need to prioritize what we are going to remediate. So in order to remediate, we are trying to find out what are the more risks, like high level risks in our organization, like a SAP as well as SAP we don't have, but I'm just giving you very big words, So finding out very critical the risk, and then based on as per the critical risk, we are working on that one, and having the meetings with the business process owners to remediate it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Hari, can you throw some light on this remediation approach?
Yeah, first we need to find out what are the existing risks, what are the level of risk for each and every user, and then we try to simulate to make sure that there won't be any introduced risk because of attaining these roles. So in that case, we try to figure out how we can work with that.
Yes, yeah, perfect. See here, my recommended approach is, first we have to target role level ka cleansing exercise. Okay, so once this role level is done, then we go for user level. Okay, so in our organization, what I'll just share my experience. We have more than 25,000 users. Okay, so all the users are 25,000. So what we did is we started attacking the risks based on business process wise. Okay, so we made a certain set of business process, critical business process. That is the first. We have taken finance. Then again, second priority is HR, and third is SCM. So we categorized into 3 different business processes. Okay, and we started cleansing this risks at role level. We started at role level. Okay, so after doing this, we are able to achieve role level ka exercise by roles got doubled, based on the T code wise roles we created. Okay, so role count has been increased, and user level there is no much difference. So again, we reviewed. So we did this role level exercise for 1 year, almost for 12 months we did. So role count became, the role level violation became, from lakhs to it became thousands, and thousands to it became hundreds. So, but there is no much difference in user level. Okay. So for that, what we did, we want to attack the users as well, simultaneously the roles. Okay. So what we did, we have 5,000 set of customized roles which we are using for our business. Okay, so all the roles created in the backend prior to GRC since from 2003 onwards. Okay, so that's the reason. What we did is, with our business discussions, we thought of following appropriate role naming nomenclature. Okay, the first thing, we have segregated activities based on business users. Okay, like for each and every business, for each and every function, there is a person called Spock called function head. We used to call as function head. Okay, so for function head, he will be in the designation of more than a vice president or executive president. Okay, so his team, we have taken the list of activities being performed by his team. Okay, so we have taken users activities. So they have shared their own the T codes which are being regularly used. Okay, and what we did is, we have taken team-wise users. Okay, say for example SCM. If you go to SCM, we have certain set of teams like network, okay, network and some SCM corporate, okay, or SCM imports. So these are all various teams which we have segregated. Okay, so team-wise activities we have taken. They have given the list of T codes what they are using on a regular basis. Okay, so post that. So before doing this exercise, what we did, in terms of GRC, we have an option called user groups. Okay, so if you do the analysis, there you can see the drill down of users, roles, and profiles. Okay, so there is an option called user groups. Okay, so what we did is, according to the configuration settings in GRC, okay, so we have created user groups based on the functions, okay, based on our business departments. Okay, so we created similar name like SCM imports, okay, and SCM corporate or SCM network, whatever is the name with respect to their specific department. Okay, so we grouped all the users in these groups, in the respective groups. Okay, and we targeted creating the roles entirely. We revamped the roles because we have a scrap roles of 5,000. So each and every role is having, see how the roles being defined is, it shows it's a display or display reports, but that role will have a combination of even posting T codes or the maintenance T codes, or the values, object values will be posting related values. Hello?
Yeah, I have a quick question. So basically, the roles, first of all, which was created for finance, HR, SCM, as you mentioned, and then you guys basically segregated, and the roles became a double. My first question is, before we make a role, we need to make only the roles as per the business requirement, right? You understand?
True. Yes.
I don't know if the first step itself is going in the different direction. You mentioned ACM imports. So for them, before we create a role, we need to make sure who's going to use it.
Yeah, that's the reason. Before going to create a role, that's the reason what we did. We segregated users in the group.
Yeah, that is also later, right?
The second.
This has to be done at the first time itself. Like
let me explain. This is the first step.
No. What I'm trying to say, while the role reapplication or something, these steps have been taken, but what I'm trying to say, this has to be done while the implementation first time.
See, every business, if they want to implement GRC, okay, so they don't find time. They have some target timelines, like within this you have to go live, your system should be live, okay. So simply what we have to do is, you have to go get the system installed and then make it live, customize according to your scenario and make it live. That's all. Your implementation part is done. You go off from that project. If you are an implementation expert, you go, you implement, you go off. That is the job, how it is, okay. But yes, as per our experiences, post seeing the GRC system in and out, yes, first before implementing GRC, yes, this is the approach we have to follow. That's true. First we have to go and segregate the roles with appropriate nomenclature. But before GRC, we are not aware of this segregation of duties, because we have a standard role matrix where we define the roles based on the functions. So we are not sure whether that role fulfills the need of a function, but not internal values. We cannot say like this is a reporting role and it should have only reports T codes, or it should not have any posting T codes, or this is a posting related role, it should authorize people to do the posting or changes, or this is a changes role, it should allow people to do only the changes. So we don't have any segregation on that. So that's the reason, even if you go for a GRC implementation in a fresh system, so they are using, see, GRC is some kind of add-on product. It's not like ECC. So ECC will be there in any business scenario, but GRC will come once the business is more impacted with the finance, or he is more concerned about the controls. Then he will go for GRC. But if you go for a small or medium scale organizations, they may not go for GRC. They are not aware how it can be restricted. They will be restricted according to their security or their internal audit teams, but not in terms of SOD concept or the risk part. That's the thing. Okay. So if you go here, yes, we wasted almost like since 2009 our system gone live. Okay, so 2009 to 10, 10 to 11. Okay, till 11, 2 years, we are not aware like how do we implement an approach, because till 2 years what we did, we started cleaning the old scrap. That is, we thought of remediating old roles which are not with appropriate nomenclature. Those are as the functional team's intention, or as their wish, the roles are being defined. So we thought we followed the same nomenclature. We just started cleaning the roles by removing whatever is the conflict according to GRC. We are removing those T codes and again creating a new role with the same name. Again we are giving a new name called 1. At the end we used to give as 1. And if you are elaborating more conflicts, and again we are making a role number 2, role 3. So role count is increased, but the nomenclature is same. So that's the reason. After 2 years, we came to know that we got some lessons, good lessons. We learned a lot of things. Then we came to know that yes, We have to go for an approach because our roles should be with appropriate nomenclature, and the users should be in respective groups. Okay, so that it will be easy to understand which group is having violations. So each and every group will be reporting to their supervisor, and supervisor will be reporting to business process owner. So in terms of having establishing risk offices for each and every function. So we plan to go for these groups. Okay, so this is the first step which we have to do. Yes, first we created the groups. I mean, in the second part, after 2011, then we started following this roadmap. Okay, so we created groups and incorporated prospective users in those groups. That is the first step. The second step, what we approached is role design exercise. Okay, so here how we created roles is we have taken a list of activities from the business. So they have given T codes with the description details, and again we run action usage. Okay, action usage for the users, for these user groups. Yeah, Hari and Riaz, you are following.
Ram, so I have a question here. So, okay, as while you are doing these activities, designing roles and making modifications to the roles, do you have any real landscape so that existing activities will continue so that you can make changes in the other landscape?
No, it's only one landscape. In the same landscape, we did this exercise.
So in that case, so none of the user activities got disturbed?
None of the user activities got disturbed.
And one more thing is you mentioned already, it's been 2 years, and what ideas were being did they find any conflicts? Because we kind of exercise what kind of management reports you take out with regards to risk or anything, SOD. So
this is making the role in development, right? So don't worry, that's a production. You answer?
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, perfect. Yeah, Hari, yes, in terms of your query, the first thing is, yes, whatever we do, we directly, if we move to production, yes, it will have a huge business impact. Your entire operations will get held up. Okay. Right. So for that, what approach we followed is, we have taken already the list of activities, whatever users do. That is the first. Second thing is, we even run action usage for the past 6 months for the same set of user groups. Okay. So then we did some VLOOKUP exercise between this and action usage report and the activities list being given by the business. Okay. So post that, what we did is we even captured the list of roles, existing roles T codes, whatever these users are having, already using, and we run action usage report even for those set of T codes. So it has given this action usage report highlights user with the transaction code with the date and time. It will capture that. Okay. So based on these 3 combinations, we are able to identify what T codes users are using in the regular exercise. Okay. So post that we segregated roles category wise, like each and every team will have one reports role for one function. Okay, so if you take if you go for SEM or if you go to finance, okay, so it's a mandate, like we have a role, one display and reports. Okay, it will have only display axis. It will give only view axis. Okay, and posting roles. Okay, again these posting roles are categorized based on again vendor postings and customer postings. Okay, and GL postings. So in such a way we created roles based on this action usage. Okay, so once after creating a role, we did vigorous testing with the help of functional consultants. See, almost like your production may not be with accurate accuracy with in sync with your quality. Okay, so the scenarios may vary, but still we try to do end-to-end testing with help of functional teams. So there we achieved almost like 60% of the 60% of the testing got successful in our quality. Okay, so post that what we did, see, we have taken this team. Okay, so this team is there globally, imports team is there globally. So we started assigning this role to this team. Okay, it's like a pilot launch. First we launched for one circle. Okay, pilot launch for SCM imports and a circle California. Okay, so for this state we did for the first time. First, it's a pilot launch. So for this circle we have very limited users, like 125 to 130. In between, just 130 users we have taken, because this is the smallest one which we have across all the groups. In this specific area we have less users. This is already done, yes.
No, so which system I meant to say is quality or production?
No, this is a production.
Okay.
Pilot launch we do in production. Okay, that is how we do it.
Because they have not done any kind of quality testing, and functional people are doing testing in quality rather than development. So, like it was bumps one step there.
See here, in quality, so again I missed here one more point. Okay, we have various clients. So 240 is a development client where we have entire business scenarios. Okay, there the basic level testing is done. Then we move to quality. In quality, the functional leads will be doing second time analysis. Okay, so third time we move to production, because users are may not be aware of what to say, the scenarios which will be active in quality which will be active in production and not active in quality. Okay, so that's the reason functional teams are much more aware of the business, and they know which user does what activity. So functional leads, they did the testing in quality as a second level, and third level we move these roles to production. Okay, so all the roles are in production. Okay, so now we approached this pilot launch for one circle. Okay, so pilot launch, in a sense, business circulated certain amount of mails to their respective users. Okay, stating to apply all these roles, whatever roles we designed for imports. So imports team across the world, wherever these users are residing. So they circulated emails. So based on that, they have raised this GRC request and got approvals, and all the roles are in place. Okay, so now users are having old roles as well as new roles. Okay, so once after having a concurrence that all the users, all import teams, they are having new roles whatever we define. Okay, so while defining a new role, we incorporate this nomenclature like Z with company code, and imports, and this display reports or posting, whatever it is. Okay, so post that, how we approach this, the main concept is, you have to see the roles whether these are perfectly working, functioning in production or not. Okay, so for that, as a pilot launch, for this specific circle, for certain set of users, okay, even not for all the users, within the circle, for certain amount of users, we remove the old roles. So whatever new roles are created, so with replacement to that old roles, we circulated again mails. Again the removal or assigning entirely it is done through GRC. Okay, again for role removal, again they raised certain requests. So roles got removed. Then we came to know actual, business scenarios, whether they are able to succeed or they are unable to succeed, or do we have to need any more T codes, or do we have to maintain any values. So again, whatever issues we face.
So like all the mass import also for the mass people user administration is also going to be done by GRC?
Mass user in the sense?
Yeah, the user
role assignment for mass users.
So then you're supposed to be 250 users, you are basically doing your role. So 250 request, they created the call letter, like request if it is a GRC, right? Also?
It's through GRC. Yes. Mass user request is there, no?
Mass user request is GRC?
See, in terms of assigning role or in terms of creating users?
No, the scenario right now, you are assigning 250 roles as a pilot launch for 250 people, right? So this is a one role itself. I understand there's only one role is going to be assigned the job role to those 250 people. So I was just wondering the request came through GRC or a secretariat did in the back end. How does it happen? Because
it is done through GRC.
Practical. So done through GRC. Okay, good.
That's one thing. There is no manual intervention here. Totally GRC. The role assignment or role removal or user ID creation, whatever it is routed through GRC.
Okay, perfect.
Unless and until it is an exceptional case, like system may not provision sometimes. So as an exception, we do through backend. Apart from that, it's strictly we follow GRC.
Okay.
Seems like it is an Ad-hoc stack and that's why you following the GRC stuff. But generally in 5.3, no one will take a risk of assigning roles or mass level role assignment through GRC 5.3 since it is a Java stack. So then they go with a manual intervention.
No, Hari, though it's Java stack, even in 5.3 we used to do the provisioning and deprovisioning user ID as well roles through GRC. That's UP.
Yeah, that is a regular ongoing process, but here we are handling it at the bulk level and that is a kind of project. So still we go with the GRC?
Yes. See, if your business is more concerned, by assigning the roles in the backend, business first we have to make understand the business about the system. So they follow it. Yes, we follow whatever it is, whatever time it consumes. Though we worked on more pressure, but still we followed the GRC path, GRC process.
Okay.
So, but the good thing is earlier we used to have 3 levels of approvals. Okay, one is the user, supervisor, and role owner and application owner. Okay, so application owners are from IT. IT is a part of business, but still they look after SAP and they work more with consulting teams. Okay, so what business role owners are defined from the business. So role owner used to approve and user's immediate supervisor used to approve the request. Okay, so finally the second level is also done. So third level application owner there is no value addition. So that's the reason application owner just sees whether user's supervisor given appropriate comments or not, and again role owner approved or not, then he is using simply blindly approving a request. So the approvals got delayed. That's the reason what business said is, first we don't want 3 levels, just make it 2 levels. I don't want IT to approve any more business role assignment process. So we removed that third level stage. So 2 levels now. So that's the reason again the business process owners, they are the role owners. So in terms of their teams, they'll be approving the request on priority, so there is no delay in assigning the roles, provisioning of these roles.
Fine, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this once these roles, new roles are assigned, and the old roles are being removed as a pilot launch. So once it is successful for one state, I mean one circle, post that we went through again. The mails are being circulated to various heads, and they are given some target dates within this date or within this timeline. So we have to finish it off the old role removal exercise. So moreover, from GRC point of view, again we used to do the analysis user group wise. Again we used to pull the reports, and we used to educate business process owners how.
Hello? I think you got disconnected, we need to connect back.
Oh. Once this is live, so what we did is based on our business directive for each and every department for imports. First, how we segregated is for SCM. Directly, EP will be the lead person, okay, and other person will be an approver, okay. That is, he will be a business process owner who will be more interacting with GRC team from consulting part, okay. So one executive president and one role owner. He is a person who is a key resource in that team, like who is having good knowledge on GRC and knowledge on the business. So that person business nominated him as a owner for entire SPM. Okay. So he is called as a GRC champ.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The workflow, user told me the workflow was already configured. Now why you are again configuring for only for this group, SAP import group? I don't understand now.
No one configured any workflow. No one configured any workflow.
No.
The changes.
This is the
changes done for existing. Changes done for existing 3-stage workflow to 2-stage. That is applicable for all.
Yeah.
Why the changes done is because of this exercise. The assigning of roles or removing of roles. Okay, users used to follow up with respect to approver unless he is approving the request. Okay, so what is happening is his supervisor is taking some 3 to 4 days to approve it because he is a busy person and he may not be available and he is not reachable sometimes. So it's consuming time. Again, once it is done, second level is the role owners. Again, if role owner is not available or due to some kind of gap, he is unable to approve within the time. Again, there is some delay. Finally, it is coming to application owners. Again, application owner, they are busy and they are not approving the request in time. So this became hectic to business. That too for entire finance, we followed a 3-stage approval workflow. Finance, we hardly have less than 5,000 users for finance department. For that, business faced lot of factors. Lot of issues for getting approvals from users, manager, role owner, and again application owner. That's the reason when we came to the second phase, that is the SCM. Business realized having IT as a owners, as an application is totally, there is no value addition. It is only a time-consuming factor for getting approvals. That's the reason. By launching this second phase of this GRC risk program for SCM and HR, what they did, they removed the third stage workflow. So there are only 2 levels now. One is the supervisor and the second is role owner. Post role owner's approval, role will get provisioned to user. So they made it as a simple. That's the thing. Not like user group wise approval workflow. It's not.
That's what I'm trying to say. That was very confusing because I understand IT doesn't have a value. First of all, they shouldn't be added the first thing. But anyway, we added, so that part removed. And I was just like, curious, like, when we come in the same import, this is the way means. I was just wondering, man.
No, this is applicable to all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, exactly. So now onwards, it's going to continue for everybody. That's it.
Yes, it's applicable for all.
And
again we want some
So once all these changes are done, the system is stable, with less risks. So you people are just reconfigured back to the previous workflow, or you continue the same?
No. We are continuing 3-level workflow because see, IT is very happy, they are not approving because for approvals, if 25,000 users are following up, with application owners, they are fed up, approving the request. Every day they get hundreds of requests and it became an activity, simply approving it. So they thought there is no value addition.
Anyway, that is another stamp work, so it doesn't make sense to have a workflow a layer in a workflow.
True. Yes. Even application owners, they are really happy because if business is saying something and IT is opposing that, there is no value addition. They say, "Bus, you go off from that. You are becoming a barrier for us, business. You go off." Our business is, they'll fire like anything. Pardon?
Every customer is the same, more or less. Everybody is like
they used to champ this consulting and IT team. They never bother. They're least bothered.
Yeah.
So what business did is, again they had department-wise GRC champs who will be acting as a role owner. So he'll be approving based on the roles what user selects. He'll be approving and rejecting. So the good thing is now at this current point of time, we got our activity became reduced because almost all business process owners, they are more aware of GRC and what is SOD and what is critical or what is high, low and medium risks. And how they are approving. Unless or until there is an issue, it comes to our bucket. So before that, nothing. Only we used to go for business discussions or new controls to be in place or interacting with the audit teams. This is how now we are doing. But earlier stage, even they don't know how to schedule a RR report or how to analyze a report, user wise or group wise. They are not much aware. So now we are happy, business is much more aware of GRC and they are doing their own exercise. Unless or until they get some doubts or some queries, they come to us and we used to clarify. So for each and every department, there is a office established, risk office. Okay. So within this risk office, this GRC commander will be a person who will be interacting more with the business and business heads and also with the GRC team. Okay. So he'll be technically he'll be aware of business and also the T codes what they are using. Okay. So risk office, he is named as GRC commander. So whatever new role or new T code to be given in their existing set of roles, because each and every risk office, they are aware of what roles their teams will be using. Okay, so this commander should follow the process. Like he should go to fraud control unit, which is led by, again in business, there is one VP and one senior manager who both are part of fraud control. Okay, they look after entire organization. So these two people are owning GRC application. Okay, so these commanders will interact with these two people. Okay, VP and senior manager, and these two people will be interacting with consulting GRC team. And these two will be reporting to CFO. So these are from, we can say it's from directly or indirectly coming from CFO office. Okay. So these users, I mean these commanders will interact with these people, and these people will, we three will together have a call from system, in terms of system or in terms of the SAP transactions. We used to explain. Okay. So they used to analyze, because this CFO and VP, they are much aware of SOD and critical concept. So they used to decide, based on these people activities, if any new T code to be added or any new role to be designed, these people will interact with these people. I mean this fraud control unit, and post consulting with our team, they say go ahead. They'll give approval. Approvals should come from first this users ka supervisor should approve. I mean the GRC commander's boss should approve. Once after that approvals, these two people, either of anyone can approve. So post these approvals, we design a role. Okay. So again, defining a role, it goes to respective owner's approval. Once he approves, then we used to move it through transport route. Okay, so this is how the approach what we follow, and our risks during when the system is live, it's 45 lakhs, and the current count being reduced to less. It's like almost 2,22,000. It's a huge exercise what we perform, and we got orders from CFO office stating to minimize the risk to 0. So we are working on that, but not sure whether we can make the risk count to 0 from 2,22,000.
And 0 is possible?
0 is not at all possible.
Not at all possible.
It's highly impossible. See, 0 risk in the sense you have to implement SOD, and business should have more resources to do the creation or payments or whatever is the activity. So
right,
right. Okay, so any queries in this session? This is about introduction. We have covered 3 parts here. One is SOD concept, and other is the rule set concept and the introduction. If you need any more clarifications, you're most welcome.
So you mentioned 3 levels here, which is function, actions, and rules. Those is all a business process here?
Yes, of course.
Okay, because I was thinking like a GRC 10, we might have just avoided business process stuff. So I was thinking that how is this possible?
No. Business process. Because see, rule set, obviously we have to define based on our business process, right? So yes, first we have to, prior to conferring a risk, rule, we have to define business processes.
Okay.
To create them. So maximum here in terms of interview or technical point, if you are in a panel or if you are attending some interview, here in these areas, mostly, you get interviews, you get questions from, mostly from, what are the reports available in terms of risk analysis and remediation, RAR or ARA, access risk analysis.
Executive summary report, detailed report.
Okay.
And that's how we just like a regular button will be by default selected, and we hardly go with among these two.
Okay. Okay. So are you aware of Ad-hoc report?
No.
What is the difference between an Ad-hoc report and management report? Yeah, Riyaj?
Yeah, management report is such as like it's already a predefined report. I mean, it's a defined. The report is basically it's a constant fields. You can't able to change it. If something is already come with the GRC, right? So ad-hoc reporting is such a way that you can able to select the free characteristics, the fields from which you want. So let's suppose there are the 10 rows and 10 columns. Out of 10 rows and 10 columns, I don't want those all data. I just need like a 2 rows and 3 columns. So I'm selecting out of those things like what I want. So it's like in the free characteristics way. Something like a videos in the BobJ, especially in the dashboards and like in the WebView. So that's what I believe.
Okay. See, in terms of system point of view, ad-hoc is is a report where we schedule as and when required. As and when required, we do it online. We fetch the online data. That is called an ad hoc report. And management report is the data which you run on a periodic basis. That depends on either you run it on a quarter basis or monthly basis. Okay. So the data will get updated in the tables, GRC tables.
What to update in GRC table? I don't understand. The data is in back end ECC, right? Nothing is in the front end.
Management is ad hoc reports, we run it online as and when required. That is a major difference. And management report is we run it on a periodic basis. So it will give the data which updated in the GRC tables in previous month. That is the difference. Ad hoc is like which we can do it online. We can get current risk. So that's the major difference. Okay.
So like can't we run these online risks using management reports?
No, management is for offline. Offline.
I mean, can we run? Is there any option for that?
You mean in the foreground?
Yes.
In the foreground, the thing is, system consumes time. So if you try to do it in the foreground, you will get a dump in terms of 10.0. And in 5.3, there is no feasibility to run in the foreground. You have to schedule in the background as a mandate.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the reason there is a report called ad hoc report which we can run online. Either if there are less amount of users, you can run it in the foreground.
And is this concept new in GRC 10 or how it is?
No, it's already there even in 5.3.
Okay.
And the same is applicable to 10.1.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and yeah. Yeah, and in terms of this reports, okay. See, now Hari raised a question stating, can we do it online? Yes, there is no feasibility to run it online. Okay, but what management wants, this management report, we cannot get the user ID details. Okay, management reports cannot get user ID details. Okay, unless or until you click on the ID, you have to drill down and again it gives the group name, okay, or the user ID, okay, but not with appropriate data. So it gives some high level details, but not more in depth. Okay. So for that reason, what business says is, first I want a management report data. Okay, it should contain user ID with user group and risk description or risk ID with description, etc., etc. They may give their own requirement, and that is not feasible in whatever is not feasible in management report. They may highlight those points. So for that reason, what we have to do is there is an integration with BI, GRC with BI. So whatever reports data, because this management report data resides at table level. Okay, so we map these tables. This table data can fetch in BI once after doing the integration. Okay, so whatever data is there, so based on the BI query, we can develop a report, stating to have user ID with name or user group with the risk ID and description and the violation code. So we can fetch it at table level. Okay, that feasibility is there. Okay, and coming to Ad-hoc, data doesn't reside at table level. It stores in the file system. That is, in OS level you get the data. Okay, in for front end at application level we can download it only through Excel. Okay, so in the OS level we cannot get the data. This data will be in some .sd format. So we can't extract it from OS level. And management report data resides at DB table, so we can fetch it from table level. Database tables, we can fetch this data. So that is the difference between these two.
A quick question. Where is this table man actually? Why the table is coming? GRC is only the front end, right? And let's suppose it in 5.3. Just forget about 10.0. So where this table is coming, everything has to be connected to the back end ECC, right?
Of course. See, in terms of 5.3, everything is back end, but where this management report data resides, does it resides in the back end, or it will do the analysis, considering back end data, right? Once after doing analysis, where this data is being stored, is it storing in ECC? The source data is ECC, agreed for that, but the analysis part is not done in ECC, right? It is only considering the users or roles, whatever is the data. Okay, analysis part is done by GRC. So GRC is having its...
Okay, you mean GRC is having its own tables?
Yes.
Okay, that's what the...
So entire data, GRC is having its own tables. So entire data, whatever data resides in GRC, either it's related to CUP or RAR or whatever it is having its own tables.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, so this BI integration will be done through this, using the tables. This is the base, introduction about this session. So next session we can have on Friday, that is day after tomorrow, IST same time, earlier to today's time. Like, let's have Indian time at 6 o'clock. Today we start at 6:30, but somehow it got delayed for 10 minutes. So let's have half an hour before 6 o'clock on Friday, day after tomorrow.